Yo, did y'all see the picture that Angela Bassett put up today of her in her freaking little swimsuit?
No.
Holy crap, dude! That chick's like 60 years old and just banging. Stop commenting.
Did you like that that show she was doing 911?
I didn't watch it. I figured it was going to be canceled.
I watched like the first couple episodes and
it was canceled, right?
You know what?
No,
I think
it
it
got
was.
renewed.
Oh, did it?
Did it? Well,
I was reading yesterday on all the shows that got canceled and renewed, and that was one of the ones that got renewed.
Was it a Fox show?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they'll cancel that at season 3 then. That's what Fox likes to do. No, I wanted to watch it because I like Connie Britton, and then I saw that she wasn't exactly like the main star, that it's like an ensemble thing, and then I was like, there's already so many shows with ambulances and fire trucks in my rotation right now anyway. If it sticks around, maybe I'll binge watch it in the summer.
Yeah, like there's the one on ABC, the Shonda Rhimes new Fire show, and like I refuse to watch it. Like I'm so over fire shows. Like
that's like a fire spin-off of Grey's Anatomy or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid. They missed their mark on that. That's like 5 years too late.
Yeah, totally.
I have never watched one of Shonda Rhimes' shows.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
The first episode of Scandal, and then I gave up.
Yeah, nothing that even tweaked my interest.
So I just sent one to Olivia Munn.
Ooh.
Here we go. I'm going to send one to Nick. Your daughter would like this one. Ash
somebody emo then. Oh, yeah, the queen of the emos.
Okay, I sent 4 out.
You know what? If DiCaprio is on Instagram, send one out to him and tell him I'll personally apologize for stalking him for the last 5 years.
Oh shit. Oh man. So as Nick was, we got into that little world of TV. There was a few things I wanted to talk about TV wise, and then Frank wanted to talk something about wrestling, and then I wanted to get into the whole situation about Nick's health. But we've had quite a few season finales over the last couple of weeks, and we haven't had a chance to really talk about them or discuss them because we haven't been on air. And I think the biggest one would have to be Chicago PD. So, Nick, did you get a chance to say it?
I did, and yeah, I'm just like, I'm so frustrated with this show. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a good show, but at the same time, like, every season it's just like, now we're going to get him. You know what I mean? Like, they need to just let that shit go. Like, he's better off on your side at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
Were you completely shocked that they killed off Al? Were you expecting it, or?
No, I mean, when it happened in the episode before at the very end, I assumed it was going to be for real. Like it was. I thought it was going to be him turning himself in, but too late. You know what I mean? And the twist at the end was nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really kind of like
team though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the whole team thing. It's like each season, like, and this, it's not just with Chicago PD. It's like with every show anymore. They like subtract one member from a quote unquote team of a show anymore each season.
Right. It's I mean, like I said, it was good. It was high drama. You know, when a big character dies, it's always emotional. But it was just, I'm so tired of, like, are they going to get Voight this season? Like, no, they're not. You know what I mean? Like, we need to just, I love the episodes when it's more about just them doing what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I'll tell you, I was honest to God, I was really, you know, I wasn't expecting them to really kill him off, but that second to last episode when he got stabbed, like, you know, whatever it was, 10 times, or I was like, right away I was like, holy shit, they're killing him off.
Yeah.
I just knew, like, you knew he was not coming back from that. And, yeah, you know, and it's crazy, too, because on, I think it's the Oxygen Network, is now showing the Chicago PD shows in syndication. And it's literally been a 48-hour marathon, I think. Like, they've been on for the last 2 or 3 days nonstop. And that episode, when we were flipping channels the other night, that was the episode that was when Hank killed the dude that killed his son. And
wow.
And Jess is like, see, Al was nowhere near the scene. And look at that. They killed him off, and he was innocent. He was nowhere near the scene. Look. I was like, oh, my God. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's Hollywood. It's Chicago. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, that's funny. Look, I don't make the rules. Right?
I'm with you on the couch, remember, like, watching these shows? But how about Chicago Med?
Honestly, dude, I think the Chicago Med is the better of all the shows, and it doesn't get nearly as much love as it should, man. The episode with the shooter was amazing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I agree. I think it's an overall better show.
I think what it suffers from is that it's stuck in the sort of ER aspect of always being in the hospital. I think that, like, Chicago Fire and Chicago PD have sort of learned that you can go out of the firehouse and into their lives and stuff, and Med really doesn't do that. Like, everybody that's in a relationship is in a relationship with everybody else in the hospital. You know what I mean? Like, there's very little outside world interaction.
And you know what's like, Med is like the central show because everybody ends up going into the hospital at some point, whether it's from PD or fire or whatever situation or storyline. Where, like you're saying, like the Med people are kind of stuck there and they never go out to go visit, you know, the firehouse or the police station.
Right. At least the police every once in a while, an ambulance will show up. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, how about Chicago?
I think. Just one last thing on Chicago Med, man. I can't pick out a bad storyline this year though. Like the old black chick and her ex-husband, great storyline. The Siamese twins being separated, great fucking storyline. You know what I mean? Like the shooting, the sister on drugs, the crazy Jewish autistic surgeon dude. Like they have the serial killer dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much good going on there. Like,
how about the pedophile dude that knew he was a pedophile and wanted to die? Please let me die, so I don't hurt nobody. Like, a lot of deep fucking things. And you know what? Another shout out to Med because they did one of their storylines with sarcoidosis.
Yeah, it was. I remember I hit you up right afterwards. I was like, yo.
Dude, I almost fucking vomited. I almost, like, as I was watching it, like, I'm reliving the fucking symptoms that they're going through, and I'm saying to myself, nah, it can't be. It can't be. And then they sliced that dude's side open, and all the jelly and goo popped out. I was like, oh. And then they were like, sarcoidosis. I'm like, son of a bitch.
That's fucked up, dude. It's such a good show, man. Like
it really is.
It doesn't get the love that it deserves, but it's up there, man.
Now, Chicago Fire we lose somebody too, and it's a huge, huge loss. I'm really distraught over this.
Why?
No more Gabby. She's gone.
Yeah, I don't believe it. You know what I mean? Are they gonna just kill her off while she's over in Puerto Rico? You know what I mean?
Like, why would they let her go?
Yeah. I imagine she'll be back for at least one episode.
Just say goodbye.
But honestly, I don't care. Like, I want to see more Stella, and I want to see more of the depressed chick now.
Stella.
I did not give a crap about her character until she all of a sudden became, like, emotionally distraught.
Stella Kid. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. She was one, like, because she's always, like, real low key and with the hair down or the hair back and just very kind of meek. And that one episode, they dressed her up. It was like, holy shit, where did that come from?
So we just get more of them and less whiny Gabby. I mean, Gabby is hot, you know what I'm saying? There's no denying that, but, like, she whines a lot.
Too much.
You know what I mean? And it's always some sort of baby drama that's, like, completely unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was a whole lot of unnecessary drama this year with her.
The thing that I'm not looking forward to is the whole chief thing. Like, it's so stupid. Like, they had proof that he was a scumbag. It didn't matter if they just elected him. They could have just went right up and showed it to somebody, and they would have been like, "Yo, let's have a meeting." You know what I mean? Like, so now instead, all of next season, this guy's going to be being a dick to the firehouse.
Oh yeah.
But that's been the storyline since the beginning. Not
right.
him, but every season it's somebody else being a dick. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? That guy that plays that dude, Grizz, that's now the commissioner.
Yeah. Gary Cole.
He is an identical twin to Jess's father. And every time he comes on, oh my God, identical, dude. She argues with me every time and says no. I'm going to find a picture of Jess's dad and send it to you. Identical fucking twins. Identical. It's so eerie. It's crazy. So every time I see that dude, like even like his mannerisms, the way he like just holds himself, it's Jess's dad to the T. It's crazy.
Do you know that he played was the assistant coach in that movie Lucas that had Corey Haim and Charlie Sheen, the one where the shit was supposed to go down?
Oh, yeah. He
was in that, yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. I like the actor, but like I'm not looking forward to a whole season of just like, this guy hates us.
Yeah. I was kind of over that whole thing, but
yeah.
This one you think it's going to end.
They just pick a new dude.
Here's let's throw a couple shows that Frank might have been watching. The most recent one from the other night, The Flash.
Well, I didn't see the season finale yet on that one. That'll be tomorrow night.
I was going to say that's Frank's Friday's viewing pleasure.
Yeah, there's not much that can be said without spoilers, but I think overall, I think I was disappointed. Bay, I don't know, was it anticlimactic?
Totally.
There was a really good, I will give them credit, there was like a Matrix level fight scene in it that actually was really good.
Well, I kind of thought that all the WB shows were really weak this year. I thought Arrow was really weak, and the finale was. I just wasn't into it. I just think the stories this year on them shows were kind of matching, DC movies at this point. Not very good.
I have a hard time with that with Arrow because I think that Arrow had a handful of exceptional episodes this season, and of course the 2 Slade episodes. You know what I mean? Like they were awesome, and actually I even really liked the one that was all Diaz, like growing up and stuff like that. The thing is that I wish they would have not done the Caden James storyline and made it Diaz from the beginning, because that would have helped. You can't sell Diaz as a badass if he already got his ass kicked by Curtis and Renee. It's just not possible. You know what I mean? Like he didn't all of a sudden learn kung fu after that. Like that, I think, was the biggest disappointment of the thing. I think there were elements that I really liked. Quentin and Black Siren's entire story arc I thought was amazing from start to finish. And the way it ended was heartbreaking, and that dude is going to be missed.
Yeah, I agree with. I didn't like seeing him, get knocked off the show, but I get where they're going with it. But
right.
My biggest problem. My biggest problem was with the last episode was the whole Oliver Queen having to turn himself in. So follow me on this. We have a city this is the FBI that we know is corrupt, we know is being run by a gangster, and we know all the city officials. But we're not going to do anything until you tell us you're the Green Lantern. Screw the entire city. We're going to let it burn to the ground, but once you tell us the Green Lantern, we'll come in and help, but only then. That was the stupidest thing I think I've ever seen.
Well, and, doesn't he get a free pass from saving the world from the Dominators?
Right.
They were out there. Yeah. Remember, there was, news and media and stuff. So clearly they know that the Green Arrow helped stop an alien invasion. You know what I mean?
But they just also showed that him and his people liberated the city.
Right.
So it's oh yeah, well now we're going to try and come. But the whole thing so the FBI basically was just going to stand by and let the city go to pot. It was.
Right.
It was just bad writing, and it literally I just sat there what? Whereas I don't know if you guys season finale of Gotham yet.
No.
Not yet. But on Arrow though, there are a couple significant things though that happened in that finale. First of all, and maybe the best moment of the hour was when that smug cop finally got put on his ass. You know what I mean? It's oh, you have some balls coming in here, and then just boom, But they name dropped the Longbow Hunters. That's a really great sort of idea for where the story might go. And Supermax, that is one of the coolest Green Arrow storylines. You know what I mean? That story was supposed to feature the Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, unmasked in a prison that contained the DC Universe's most notorious villains. Lex Luthor, the Joker, the Riddler. They're all supposed to be in there. And if next season is anything like that, even if it's just the guys that Oliver has put away, it could be really cool.
Well, if you notice when he was when we're leading him down to his cell, a lot of the guys were saying, you put me,
right,
that you put me in here. So it does seem like they're going with that.
It's a great story, though.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that they bring back Vigilante next season.
Well, we already know that Roy is coming back next season.
Oh, he is?
Yes. So I imagine maybe he's I imagine either he's taking over the team or, you know what I mean?
Now, is Thea coming back as well?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Right. But they said he is, yeah.
So, I mean, technically we lost two major players on Arrow, between Thea and Quentin.
Yeah, and I mean, Thea can always come back. You know what I mean? Like, that's like saying we lost Nissa. Like, we did, but we kind of didn't. You know what I mean?
Nissa should be there.
Yeah, and I kind of think they've been downplaying her ever since her big story arc. I mean, she went from being a total badass to being smacked around by everybody. So I kind of think they were just, working her out of the scripts altogether.
Right.
Now, I mean, I wonder. It just popped in my head for some reason, but I wonder if it comes down to like a financial thing too. Thea and Quentin, two are the long time, show players from day one, who are kind of
season one.
Yeah, they're kind of out of the picture now, and it's all like the newer people, the less known people, the cheaper pays. You know what I mean?
Well, they do say that on TV shows they have like a 5-year contract, and that's when they start renegotiating.
Gotcha.
But sometimes you never know. Like, sometimes people just like to move on and try different things. You know what I mean? Like, it's strange. But let me say this: as far as the rest of the DC Universe shows go, honestly, Frank, I have to disagree with you on one half, because I think that Legends and Supergirl have never been stronger. I think that Legends, from Bebo to Joan of Arc to Barack Obama to, you know what I mean, to the amazing addition of Wally West and John Constantine to the Wave Rider, was a far superior show this season. It was so much fun.
I will give that to you, because I was glad to see they finally got rid of Firestorm. Everyone knows that they weren't using them because it cost too much money to see, whatever the special effects were. So you rarely ever seen him power up. So to just get rid of him this season made a lot of sense, and I'm totally happy with them replacing him with Constantine.
Yeah, and then I think Wally was, me and Bay have talked about this before, Wally was being underused on The Flash. He was just like backup number 4. He wasn't even like the number 2 guy. And now he's like kind of the superstar of the team, and they've actually given him a personality, and I think they've done wonders. Him showing up on The Flash was even cooler than it would have been if he wasn't on Legends. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they improved Wally all around.
And the Bebo ending was the best ending of the year.
Best.
Oh,
best.
Come on.
Might be greatest TV moment in history.
I love the fact that they can do so many cameos and that they can kind of skirt around storylines. They've just done a really good job. And the same with Supergirl. Like, if I had one complaint about Supergirl, is that I wish that they could replace the fat daughter with a hot one. That's it. That's, you know what I mean? Like, the rest of the show, the Legion, I don't care about Brainy's color. Nobody cares if he's blue or green. Saturn Girl, the Mon-El and his cape tricks, like, how cool is that in the classic Mon-El uniform? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm excited for next season because they're introducing Batwoman in Gotham, and I'm assuming it's going to take place on Kara's Earth next season, because if you remember, Alex's girlfriend is the lady that ends up married to Batwoman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem I have with the whole Supergirl, and it's not really a storyline thing, and this is a nerd in me, is that they've already established that Superman is a part of that universe, but yet when you have these whole earth-shattering catastrophes, he's never nowhere to be found.
But that's true to the comics. I mean, unless it's a team-up comic, it's one hero, one town. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see Aquaman getting all up in Hal Jordan's business.
Yeah, but when you have something
We called a world killer.
Yeah. You think, man? You know what? Maybe I should get off the couch and help her this time. I kind of sat on the couch the last 2 times.
I would have liked to see Superman again, definitely, though.
And at some point, they're going to have to introduce Lex Luthor.
Sure. But I don't want it to be Kara versus Lex. You know what I mean? Like, that's played out. I love the fact that Kara is friends with Lena, but Supergirl hates her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's amazing. And, like, Jimmy has totally grown on me as far as Guardian.
See, I had to catch up on Supergirl. I got to start all over from the beginning of the season.
Oh man, the Martian Manhunter and his dad's storyline is good. Like, there's a lot good going on there too. The weakest storyline is the whole mom and daughter thing. It's just kind of like there to be emotional, but nobody cares. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. If they made her hotter, I would care, because then I wouldn't want to see somebody hot get hurt.
I was still bummed they let what's her name left the show? Alex's girlfriend, fiance.
I bet you she's back next season.
Really?
I bet you she's back in the crossover, because her wife is Batwoman, and Batwoman is coming, they said.
Wow.
So I would almost guarantee that somehow she's involved with that crossover. She's a detective in Gotham.
We should have sent her a message.
Hey. Oh, man.
All right, I know Frank's been waiting to get to Gotham.
Now, I know where they're going with this storyline. What did you guys think of the finale? And you guys know what storyline they're leading into, right? With the whole splitting the city.
Well, no, I don't. See, at first I thought it was just going to be No Man's Land.
That's exactly where they're going with that. That was.
But they killed everybody.
They're basically once everybody started fractioning off and taking their little part of the city. I said, okay, they're going into the No Man's Land storyline. The only problem is it's No Man's Land versus the Gotham PD. It's kind of a lopsided battle.
That's why next season you're going to see Batman join the fight.
You almost have to at this point.
I don't think it's going to be like Smallville where it's not until the last 2 minutes. I think early on Batman is going to establish himself in next season.
You know what's scary too, and I noticed this the other day with the whole Gotham thing. That kid that plays Bruce, he really started out even like beginning of this season as still that little scrawny geeky kid. To somewhere by the end of the season, like I believed him as somebody kicking people's ass.
Yeah. He's been in enough scraps by now, though. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen him fight, we've seen him kick ass, we've seen him take a beating. He's doing a good job, and I love the little nods that they did in the episode. How they had like Selena was shot by the Joker. Is she going to be paralyzed? Like, of course she's not, but we all know that that's a reference really to Batgirl later on. And I'm really interested to see where Barbara goes from here, because at some point in time, do Barbara and Jim still come together?
I didn't like when they killed off Jerome and let his brother take over. It's just I thought Jerome was more a representation of the Joker than the brother.
I'm not liking the new version.
The new version, I find he's just boring. He's trying to be like a cerebral version of the Joker, and it's just like, no, I think they had it right the first time. And it was just and it was kind of stupid too.
Let's
kill him off.
let me say this though, they've done a good job making him like he is a comic book version of the Joker. Like I agree that Jerome was the better character, but I mean they've done an exceptional job of making it very clear that he's the Joker. Like they never really did that with Jerome. They always messed with your mind.
You know what? Everyone says that, but they kind of did, because if you read the New 52, where Joker's face got cut off and he sewed it back on.
Right.
I mean, they kind of did almost without just saying it that he was the Joker. And I don't know, the whole, well, we're going to kill this one, but he's got a twin brother who's going to take over. I mean, that was the plot of a bad movie.
It is, but I almost feel like it's a nod to when Batman found out in the comics that the Joker was more than one person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just thought it was a little, I guess at the end of the day, I don't really care as long as the Joker does Joker type stuff. And this guy at least uses Joker juice and all that.
I'll tell you what, though, and this is something I've been thinking of too, and we've even touched on this before with Harry on The Flash. But I mean, again, you got to give props and credit to the actors playing those roles of Harry. Played like 21 different versions of the same character, and this guy that plays the Joker, who's now doing like this third different version of it. I just, you got to give them major credit just in their acting ability.
The Council of Wells.
I love the Council of Wells.
It cracks me up, man.
So, and that's, are we going to get a new Harry next season? I can't do shit. Sorry, Frank.
Well, okay. So without super spoiling anything, though, that was that one thing that irritated me about the finale. There was a celebration, and Frank, it won't surprise you to learn that Cecile has the baby, like she was pregnant. There's only one natural conclusion to that. Okay, so Harry wasn't there, and you'll find out why. Bay already spoiled that for you. I won't spoil it for you, but it just didn't make sense that he wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like they have the technology, and they have basically all of time and you know what I mean? Like there's no reason that everybody who should have been there shouldn't, like Jay Garrick should have been there. Like that's their family. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It pissed me off. The Flash I thought was uneven this season.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and I always go back to this with bad superhero movies, it always comes to the villain. If the villain's not engaging, you just don't care. And the Thinker wasn't, he just didn't pique anybody's interest, I don't think.
All right, I'm about to prove you wrong, but you're making a very excellent point, okay? But who was the villain in Iron Man?
Which Iron Man?
No, the Iron Man #1. See, nobody gave a shit who the villain was.
Sebastian Stan.
that movie was about Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like, it can be done with a shitty villain. You can still have, you know what I mean, a good superhero movie. It's just very rare. And you're totally right. And that's exactly, we've had some really good Flash villains, and this one was kind of a wrinkled up, cripply guy.
And the other part I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
The hot wife.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
The other part I didn't get is, and I don't understand this with the DC TV, why they take the heroes and mix them up. Like they put Elongated Man in this year's shows, but it was Plastic Man. So why not just make it Plastic Man?
But it wasn't Plastic Man. It was Ralph Dibny. It wasn't like he didn't wear Plastic Man's outfit.
But if you read the books, that was all Plastic Man's powers and none of Dibny. All Dibny could do was stretch. That was it.
Right. He couldn't. You're saying he couldn't like morph into a different person?
Yeah, and become harder, softer.
that was all Plastic Man, and it was the same thing with Arrow a couple years ago, where they had Adrian Chase. Not as they had the Vigilante, but it wasn't Adrian Chase.
But it wasn't Adrian Chase, right?
It's like, well, what's the whole point of changing that stuff? It wouldn't have been just as easy to put Plastic Man in the Flash this year.
The only thing that I can argue is that I love Ralph, and I don't care. Like, I thought Ralph was a great addition to this season.
Which I find funny, because if you remember the first season, they said he was killed.
Right.
Because he was one of the names they read off when they were talking about all the people that killed in the original explosion.
That was before Barry went and fucked with time at least 13 times, though.
That's true too.
But I will tell you guys this: if you want to see something that's really cool, go onto YouTube. You can find the scene from Batman: Brave and the Bold where it's Plastic Man versus the Elongated Man, where they team up, and it's awesome. Like.